from different time zones. So today we're very glad to have Dr. Song-Ho Choi. He is now a senior researcher at Gyeongnan University in South Korea. And today he is going to present the topic, Yogacara Contemplation on Existence and Non-Existence. And we're also very glad to have Professor Gen Ting from Taiwan University as our respondents.
Including Min Hui and Bayer. And yes, and my presentation reflects my understanding of a kind of Yogacara contemplation on existence and non-existence. This research is on progress, and thus there are many points which need developing more. So I'm reading Kamarashila's Tattva Sangraha Pangjika with my Korean colleagues and friends, and one of my Korean colleagues is writing her dissertation with this text. There, I found a very interesting discussion between the Buddhist, the Jain, and the Mimamsa. That is, what is the direct perception without distinction, or without discrimination, or without conceptualization. This the corresponding Sanskrit term is nirvikalpaka pratyaksha here, or alochana jnana. So they argue that what is this direct perception or pratyaksha, and each school or each religious groups, I mean Buddhist, Jain, and Mimamsa, have their own idea. Today, my main text is Yogacara Bhumi. So many of you might know this famous text. This is one of the most important Yogacara texts, from which we can understand early Yogacara's idea. The Yogacara Bhumi describes various bhumi, and there is Bodhisattva Bhumi, the stage of Bodhisattva. And there, the Bodhisattva Bhumi includes the chapter of Tattva Artha, which means the real object or object as real. And um, and there, in this chapter, we can find early Yogacara Buddhist thoughts and meditation techniques. The text explains 4 kinds of investigation, which leads to the Mahayana version of Nirvana. And the 4 kinds of investigation is the investigation of name, Naman, and the second is the investigation of thing or given thing, that is vastu. And third is the investigation of designation for intrinsic nature. So this is the translation of Svabhava Prajñapti. And the fourth, the investigation of the designation for particularity, which is the translation of Vishesha Prajñapti. Now, I think I explain what contemplating existence and non-existence with regard to meditative object. So the practitioner should understand these 2 seemingly paradoxical aspects. That is, the practitioner should think about these 2 aspects with regard to the same object. This is very essential for going to attain ultimate nirvana.
So, in my understanding, Sangho's main thesis, sorry, the pagination might be different because I was following an earlier version. So I think his main thesis can be summarized in this following quote, namely, those awakened in the ultimate level should understand two aspects of the contemplative object. They should regard conventionally defined objects, nyaya, whose intrinsic nature is expressed as the sense faculty of seeing, etc., as non-existent, and mere names, namamata. And simultaneously, this understanding should be combined with the non-erroneous understanding of the inexpressible ultimate intrinsic nature of the same object. So in other words, Sangho's main thesis is that there is something that is non-existent, but some other thing that is existent in our conventional world. And we know about the ultimate reality by distinguishing between what really exists and what does not really exist.